You saw me ripping this back piece down before. You can see I have a dado in here to drop the floor in, and that's why I cut the backs down. This is the back of the drawer. Now I could just cut my floor and drop it into that slot, and then I'll put screws here into the back. Alright? Yeah, this is the one with the key lock here. So this is pre-finished plywood, and it makes a pretty decent box. When I'm working like this, with the camera running, I'm usually running off at the mouth. So you see I'm kind of quiet today, and some days I just don't feel like talking. All kinds of stuff going through my head today. Oh, you put on back. I heard on the news today that a toddler, I don't know how old the child is, but a small child down in Florida was, I believe he was in one of those resorts that Disney owns down there. And the little kid was playing on the beach. I think he was just inside the water line a little bit, and an alligator came up and grabbed him and pulled him into the water. And I can't get over how tragic that. I can't tell you how bad I'm feeling for the parents. They've been trying. They've got literally hundreds and hundreds of people out looking right now. The police are out there. They've got divers in the water looking for the body. They've got infrared equipment. It's been about 15 hours now, and there's no hope that that child's going to be alive. So it's now a search and recovery. They're just trying to find the body. Bring some closure to the parents. And that is horrible. I mean, I can't think of anything more horrible than to see your child be dragged underwater by an alligator or a crocodile, whichever. We just got over that, well, we're not over it, but that other tragedy in Orlando where that guy shot and killed 49 people and injured another, I don't know, 50, 53, I think the count is right now. Florida's gone through some real crap right now, I gotta tell you. I watch that stuff on the news and it just really gets to me. I was an EMT for, I don't know how many years, a lot of years, and I've seen a lot of things that I can never erase out of my mind. And I can say when you're an EMT or any first responder, and you get up on the scene, and you have these tragic situations, you don't really react at that moment to what actually is going on, other than you do what you've got to do. You've got a job, you're there in a capacity to help these people, so you just clear your head of everything and you just go do what you can, help as many as you can, but it's afterward, it's at night when you go home, or the next day, or a few days later, a week later, whatever, and all that stuff starts to sink into your head, what you saw and what part you took in, helping those people. And I can tell you, it never goes away. Some people say, you get callous to it after a while. No. Those people, the first responders that showed up at that nightclub and started to help the wounded and pulling the dead bodies out of there and all, they're never ever in their entire life, they are never ever ever going to forget what they saw and what they went through that day. And I imagine the same thing with this. You see where my head is? I'm not even thinking here, but whoever watched that child be pulled under water from that alligator, that's a scene that is going to haunt that person for the rest of their life. I didn't see it, obviously. I'm up here in Jersey, but it's not hard to envision what, I mean, we've all seen enough television pictures and movies and different things with crocodiles and alligators, so it's not hard to imagine what it would have looked like. But I can tell you, in true life, to see that happen, and for it to be your child, it's terrible. That's absolutely horrendous. Normally while I'm doing this, I'm normally babbling a lot, going on and on about whatever, but there's some heavy crap in my head right now. And it kind of quiets my tongue. So, I'm not going to talk much here. You can see what I'm doing easy enough. It doesn't really need much explanation, so I'm just going to shut up, and probably if I wind up putting this video up there, I'll probably just fast forward through this. These are 1-inch galvanized pins. They're 18 gauge. I like the galvanized because I feel they have more holding power. They're like a rough texture, so they hold better than the smooth pins. They cost a little bit more, but it's really negligible. It's not worth consideration, the extra cost of it. Now, this is not how I always build all my drawers. This is an okay method. I mean, the drawer slides that I'm using the Blue Motion soft close drawer slides on here. Years ago, you had to make sure your drawers were built really, really solid, which is why they used to make them out of dovetails. Use dovetail construction because the drawer would be subjected to a lot of stress. We all know that wood expands and contracts a lot with humidity, moisture levels. So they never had these metal slides that we have today. So they would be running on wood runners with wax or beeswax or whatever. And the wood would swell up and jam, and you'd be really pushing and pulling trying to get a drawer open. So it subjected it to a lot of stress. And but you can see I'm just using wafers here, and then I'm pinning through here with the 1-inch galvanized pins. I have built drawers like this for 30-some years, and I've never had any come apart and break because, like I said, these soft close undermount slides, even when we were using the side rollers, it really took a lot of the stress off these drawers. So you can you can explore different ways of building drawers is the point I'm making. And if you've watched any of my videos, you see I have all different ways of building drawers. Sometimes I have a lock dado in here, which I'm not going to get into right now, but I've done dovetail construction. I've done sliding dovetails. I've done just a groove in there, a lock groove. I've done this. There are all kinds of ways. But this is a quick and easy way to build a nice looking drawer. And if you start talking like I am, you make mistakes. Slows down your build process. So I'm going to shut up. And I'm just going to work. Okay? These are number 0 wafers, by the way. If you don't know about these wafers, they come in 3 different sizes. Well, the larger ones. They have what is called number 0s, number 10s, and number 20s. These are the number 0s. I don't know what the 0, the 10, it might be centimeters, I don't know. Number 0. They work on 1/2-inch thick material because the slot doesn't come out on the other side. A number 10, when you drill, when you route the slot, it might come through here. You got to use the number 0s. And of course, I'm using glue. So these pins that I'm putting are really just a temporary clamp. Because once the glue's set up, you would have to bust the drawer to take it apart. And you want to ask me how I know that? Because there have been a few times where I built a drawer the wrong side, or I put a side on backwards or something because I'm not paying attention, and I go to take it apart and I think, you gotta throw it out. If I had to pull this off right now, it would break. I'd have to before the glue even dries, it's going to break. So I would have to, I'm looking for more pins. So yeah, you want to pay attention to what you're doing. But the point I'm making, it is a, you might think it's not strong construction, but it is. And you know what, the X is the outside of it. When I route these slots, I always work from the outside. It is pretty close to center, so if I were to put this on one the wrong way, it would still reference and be flush on the outside, which is where I want it. But I really did set it up. You see what I almost just did here? Ay, caramba. Put that on the wrong side. I don't want to be doing that. Okay, I'm jumping in here real quick with a voiceover. I think it's quite obvious for those of you watching this video that I appear to be distracted and my mind is somewhere else, and that's true. To begin with, I had been working around the clock there. I don't know, it might have been 3 or 4 days a night straight through. I'm going home at 6 in the morning just to grab a shower and then coming back to work. And but yeah, basically just working through because I had a bad timing schedule with my work. All right, my bad. Okay, but at any rate, what happened? I had seen the coverage of the alligator story as well as the Pulse Nightclub shootings, which I was watching on my computer during coffee breaks. And that stuff was really weighing heavily on my mind. So, I mean, that's showing in the way I'm putting these drawers together. You can see me making mistakes, and I'm stumbling thinking about what my next move is or which side I'm supposed to be stapling or gluing or whatever. And that would normally be a quick and rapid procedure for me, and I'm taking twice as long. You just saw me knock over the glue bottle, little things like that. So basically what I'm saying is I should have gone home and just gone to bed, all right? By working straight through, you get so tired, you wind up slowing down, making mistakes, and ultimately it would have been better had I gone home, got a good night's sleep, and come back refreshed, and I would have been able to concentrate and do better. It is hard to clear your head with some of this tragic stuff on the news, but sometimes you just got to do that, you know? So anyway, that's my advice here with this voiceover. Don't work through the night, get a good night's rest, and then come back strong the next day, all right? Okay, let's go back to the regular video, all right? Thanks, huh? I like to use the melamine for the floors because regardless of what they put in the drawer, that's a Formica laminate. Well, I don't know what brand, but Wilsonart maybe, whatever. But you don't have to worry about your lacquer getting all scratched up or whatever, you know. Or if you spill something, if you put it in a drawer and you spill something, it'll wipe up easy. I could tell from the sound that there was no staples in there. I really can't see them because it sinks them pretty deep. mount the clips for the slides and drill the holes in the back for the slides. So that's next. Okay, I had to cut this short. I'm already over 20 minutes, but I did want to show you the drawer slides I use and how I mount them, as well as that night table. So I'll make up one more final video for this series, and I'll put that up in the next day or two. So meanwhile, if you like what you saw here, as usual, rate, comment, and subscribe. All right? Hey, thanks. Here goes Mikey, off to make more sawdust. Bye all.